There you go. We're rolling.
We're rolling, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Out here with Bob, old-time farmer. Pretty sure he was born 100 years too late.
Yeah.
No, he fits into today's world pretty good.
Yeah.
He's gonna go on the other side.
Yeah.
Over to the other patch.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad. Dad. Hey.
I'll put a GoPro on you. It sticks really good. Let's see.
Put it on the fender.
Got shaky hands. I'll hold it in my hand, getting tired. Thank you.
And what do we call this?
This is a wheat binder.
Binder, okay.
Probably late 30s, middle 30s, somewhere in there is built.
Okay,
It's a McCormick Deering,
okay. McCormick Deering, okay.
and it I don't know a whole lot about it other than it's a PTO driven. A lot
Okay.
of them were pulled by horses years ago.
Yeah,
This is one of the late, maybe the early PTO, because the ones with the PTO, which when you stop, the horses stop, everything stops. You got to continue, and it'll keep going.
yeah, and a dumbass question, but was it powered off of the wheel? Is that how it got
Yeah.
power to them with the horses pulling them?
If you see that big wheel on there, it's still got the wheel like the
Oh.
horse drawn.
Okay, I see
You
it.
come around the back, you can probably see it better.
Okay. Now what this thing's doing is just binding up the shocks of wheat
Yeah,
so they can transport them. Yep, I see it.
we'll start him up there in a little bit.
Okay. What were we doing before this? cutting it and by hand, shocking
By
it?
hand.
Oh my gosh. Damn.
In the early days, they didn't even use string. They just took some, well, the wheat was a lot taller.
Yes.
And they cut it with the old hand saw. And then one swipe of that would make a bundle.
Okay.
And then they'd lay that down on the ground. And then next person would come along and they'd grab a handful of
Long wheat stem.
make a rope or
Oh yeah.
and they tie it around the bundle.
Okay.
So then they loaded up. That was after the thresher. But the original way, they had a box and they threw that wheat on the ground and they got in there and stomped it out.
Wow.
And then they had a flail. They had a board with a little flat piece on the end. And they just beat the wheat and then they pick all the straw off. Together and hold it up and hope they had a windy day like they got now. And
Wow.
it was a lot of work.
I imagine a lot of work.
And something like this come along, that was a modern machine.
I'd say them people following the scythers along was mighty happy to have this. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
train goes through there, these here, 2 of them go through.
You know, I remember the main thing I remember about these balers is Roy Carter, my cousin, could whistle, put 2 fingers in his mouth and whistle like you can't believe. And his older brother had the hay baler. Everybody paid him to bale hay.
That's what they used
And
to
that
do.
sucker would quit tying, and he could whistle to the other side of the field. Of course, in more huge fields, yeah. And Edgar would hear him and stop. He doesn't know the strings. I don't know what was screwed up on him. Yeah, yeah.
And they done that once in a while. You know, I never could figure them out exactly. I knew how they should work. But my dad, he could go there and he'd fool around with it. John Kern's another good one on that.
Okay.
Oh, he can, something ain't working like that, and he'll figure it out in a hurry.
This one's PTO driven.
Yes.
The one we're trying to get started over here now has got its own little power unit on it.
Right.
Okay.
Well, and that one we just looked at down there, that's got its own power unit too.
Yes.
That's not PTO.
Okay.
Yeah, here.
Oh yeah.
Here's that motor. See, they're the same as what it was when they first designed it pretty well. Like that old binder, but it just got one section, you know. But it's the same thing. And how old that thing is.
I can't imagine how that ever worked.
I know it.
But it did.
These needles here, they came up through here, and the wire, it comes through here somewhere, and then there's a thing in here catches that climb, and then these go back, and that pulls it up there, and this string here going out. Now this is tied already, but the next one is started, and it would come through there, and they'll put that string up there and that thing on. It's called a bill hook on there.
Okay.
And well, like here's a notch on a thing here,
Yes.
and that string it'll turn. That string will go in there, and it'll make that little dot. Feeds in over there.
Yep.
And see those fingers up here on top?
Yep.
He'll work it over here. Rather than this, yeah. That's the plunger. And that's what pushes it back and tightens it up.
Okay.
As the hay goes in,
Yep.
this spins around and pushes it.
And that's what makes the individual beats of the hay. I never did quite understand that. I know how they're put together.
And then that feeds it in. It's timed, you know. Feeds it in, slams it in there. And as the baler comes back here, you got this here. It moves every time, but every time that plunger comes in, this here will spin a little bit.
Okay.
And when this spins enough where this here flips all the way up, then that trips the needles. The needles go up into here and ties the knot.
Okay.
The needles come up here and goes in there and ties the knot.
Most
Back
amazing.
in, and then it starts all over again.
I don't know how that could work.
Yeah, this is the same system that was on an old corn binder,
Okay.
wheat binder, almost the same outfit.
Okay.
The knotters.
We had corn binders?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
John Kern's got one.
Todd's got one.
It works. Does it? The Todd have one too?
Yeah. Works great.
And what do we do with it after we had it in shops?
Then they done the deal, instead of a thrashing machine, they had a shredder. And it,
For the corn.
yeah,
Okay.
took the ears off, the shucks off the ears, and it didn't shell it, did it? But the shocks came out just like the straws coming out, and the farmers would have it on the stack out there in the barnyard.
It would kick bundles, it would tie bundles of the corns together, kick it out. And you picked it up, throw it on the wagon,
Like
haul
they
it
do in
down.
the wheat,
Yeah, just like wheat sacks.
And did we
ran through what they call the shredder instead of threshing.
feed that for feed?
A lot of them, they use the cornstalks, they called it fodder, instead of straw, for bedding, and a lot of times they said the cattle would eat it, it'd be better than silver. I've heard people tell that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they bale.
Yeah, they bale it too. Yeah.
Use it for bedding and
Yeah. That's all.
cows and mutts around on it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, some people round bagel corn stalks now, and just so that, and so the cows have got filler.
Yeah.
You know, they get their protein or the food ration.
Right, and then
20 minutes on these feedlots, and then they let them run.
what they call a roughage, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't eat just corn stalks. That's
No, no.
trouble with it.
Right. ones you had on that drill rig too. And this is the fourth thing we did.
They're just using you for eye candy, aren't they? They're just using you for eye candy, aren't they? They do that to me all the time. It's my dashing boyish look, you know? Yeah. Okay, so Chris explained to us how this thing. So you can make your bale any length you want to make.
Yeah, as long as your wire's long enough.
Yeah, the wire's the length of the bale.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you see, whenever he goes to sit the next block in, I'll tell you what, as far as what he's doing there, as you know, as watching how you do that, what everything does. I'd say you volunteer for
Oh,
it.
there's he's pulling it down. So he pulls it down when it does the squish.
Yeah, you gotta watch whenever it squishes.
And then you're tightening them springs up to make the squish tighter.
To judge how tight you want to make your bale.
So the adjustment there squishes down and it puts back resistance to make your bales tighter.
Yeah. As far as how big you want to make things. Now, as far as like up there now, the lever that's in his left hand, that stops the,
shove it in there.
When he does that, that stops the conveyor, what feeds everything in to
Yeah. So now he's breaking the bale.
And then he's got to watch whatever that thing comes up to get it in there just right, to shove that in that block in there, to drop it in there, and then the plunger will push it tight again.
So when you're going through the field, does this guy following you also?
No, normally the guys that are riding on the back,
If he's going to jump off and grab it.
they've got to take that. You know, they've got to watch all that stuff at one time. So it's a pretty good job whenever whenever it's here. I know one of the guys that was here that's in the group when he was younger. He said his sisters, they used to have a baler just like this. He said his sisters, that was their job. They were the knotters in the back. Whenever they went through the field and done like this, that was their job. They were the knotters in the back.
Tightening him up a little.
want to jump in here and ask everybody to come on here and comment and say something to Bob and the guys for doing all this and give him a little support, man. This is a lot of work and stuff and a lot of selfless mentality to put all this together for all of us to see. But come back for the next one. In the next one, he's going to fire. Them guys are going to fire up the thrashing machines, and they're going to do some thrashing, and we're going to go through a military cook wagon. So see y'all in the next one. Thank you. Later on, and everybody, don't forget to smile.